Okay, we're going live. Well, dealing with technical issues. Obviously, that's what we want to deal with right now. But okay, quick audio test. I think we're good. So let's turn on this camera. Or not. What's going on here? Our other camera is not working. Okay, we're going live on Instagram as well. Oh, there we go. We're finally live on Instagram. It's just Instagram really, their live streaming sucks. I'll be pretty honest about that one. Hopefully everybody can hear me. We can kick out Secret Joseph. Also, I'll clean my camera apparently. Jeez, so dirty. And go to Real Joseph. Put this bitch in the tripod. Oh, beautiful. Like a okay. That was great. I locked the computer by putting it in the tripod. It's what we want, right? Okay. We're here. We're live. We're I don't know, building an invisible hand today. I know you can see it. It's kind of weird. It's not that invisible, is it? Let's adjust angle a little. Back it up a bit. Oh, back it up. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? See a little bit of the cardboard line. You're not really supposed to see that, but it's quick to laugh dark. Welcome. The secret word is gonna be. I was gonna make the secret word genitals for a second right there, and then I realized I probably shouldn't do that. Also, obviously the set is a bit of shambles at the moment. Let's move a couple things out of frame here. Oh, look at that. Let's act like I don't live in a fucking pigsty of Lego, which actually would be lying to you, my humble audience, about the fact that I do live in a pigsty of Lego. Also, this camera is very far one way. So, like, I moved a few things around, and I was kind of hoping that nobody would be able to notice. But it looks like that ain't the case today. It's just, do a bit of hard work. There you go. Doesn't that look like a camera angle that you'd want? Okay, walking around. Coming back to the street. Okay, we're back. And I literally tilted the camera onto an angle while doing that. That's, as professional film people would say, inadvisable. We're on an angle still. I wish I had like a level for this tripod, but unfortunately it's just kind of whatever it is. So that's kind of how we do it. Ooh, scheduled delivery for tomorrow because my UPS guy sucks. Whew, forgetting to breathe again. It's actually a very early problem that Quick Build After Dark had was the me forgetting breathe mouth hole to live. And it was just like a weird thing that happened a lot in early days of this show because I guess I wasn't good at breathing. And today, same problem. Same problem. Okay, let me get the link sent somewhere. And try to get people to watch this. That's kind of the secret of Quick Build After Dark. You have to get people to watch it. It's very hard to do because it's terrible. But it's here. I got a vodka Red Bull. Probably not. Nicole's very silly. She was like, can I watch the new Indiana Jones without you right now? Like, yes, we've seen it together, but I don't just go watch it without me. Oh my god, I locked the fucking computer again. I fucking hate touchscreen computers. Is that darker now? How is that dark? Well, I'll figure that one out later. get an angle right again, because why would anything work? I mean, in my defense, right now, nobody's watching this live, so it doesn't really matter. I kind of want to get the camera right. There's like a protector of the camera on this laptop, but then the tripod sits like right where that is. And every once in a while it starts sliding down, and then just the top half of me looks dark. Which, it's kind of hard to tell that because I get a weird glare from the lights. So this is all very technical. We're building the invisible hand today. Otherwise known as the... there's jokes I shouldn't make on Cookbelt After Dark. But this time, I'm going to say that the invisible hand is like the invisible hand of God when a priest is raping little boys. Yeah. It's one of those days. Just deal with it. It's a morose Joseph day. We've got the invisible hand getting built today. I'm very excited for this. MIDI scale ships are something that, honestly, we haven't had enough of from LEGO in a very long time. I already built most of the Millennium Falcon. I got like a little bit left. Probably could have built it on the stream, but invisible hand is what we're doing on the stream today. That way we can build it from beginning to end. So as you can tell, there's instructions. Common thing in LEGO sets. If you didn't know, every once in a while you got to read instructions. We're still flying an entire ship. That's not funny. Fuck you, LEGO. Jens Kronvold Fredrickson. I'm going to say what the whole LEGO Star Wars community needs to say. Fuck off. Just hire someone else. Okay, you've been doing this for too long. We're sick of the same old fucking sets. You're a great designer, but actually, you know what? I may be just going at this guy. He might not even decide what sets need to be built. He might just be one of those people you go, hey, we need this set. And he goes, yeah, no problem. And bangs it out. So maybe I'm going at this poor man for no reason. He might be doing fine. I think I'm sick of seeing his face. Which is a dumb thing to say because he's a LEGO designer. How often do you see a LEGO designer's face? Not like me, where you see my dumb face every week and you're like, why do I keep watching this? So I guess I'll be nice and tell what was his name? Get a big fucking Danish name that's hard to remember off the fly. Jens. Okay, that's pretty Danish. That's an easy one. Jens Kronvold Fredrickson. Sounds like a Viking of some sort. Is that racist? I don't know. We're just going to pretend it isn't today. Well-groomed brother Bricker. Yeah, I did get a haircut today. It looks pretty good, actually. I'm always happy with my haircuts because, like, I get one every, 3 or 4 months. So I'm pretty happy whenever I get them. Put it that way. I don't get them as often as I'd like to, but also, I was sitting around going, my hair isn't even that long, but it was getting very long on the back and the sides, and I was like, okay, I should probably do something about this. So I think that's a good rule of thumb. It's when your hair starts touching your collar, it's like it was touching t-shirt collar. It's probably about time to get that shit cut. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is a vodka Red Bull that I meant to drink at the beginning. L'Chaim, Nostravia. I don't know what the fuck you're supposed to say. One of the words I say. Ooh, that's a strong one. Swap to my real drink now. Look at that. I prepped a drink in advance. I know, very rare. The show is normally pretty off the cuff, so the fact that it's slightly prepped is just revolting to me. But alas, here we fucking are, celebrating 25 years of Star Wars Lego, which I would argue oh, it's kind of shit. They could have done better, but could they do better? I feel like I'm pretty thankful for the Star Wars Lego we got, and if I had any real complaints about Star Wars Lego in general, I'd say there's just a ton of figures that we've never had. Would love to get them now. For some reason, I want to see a Shmi Skywalker or, Episode 1 C-3PO. We haven't seen that shit at all. Kind of weird. She's like kind of a major character. Oh, fuck. Kevin is doing a bunch of stuff. Sorry, I was quiet because Kevin wrote me a very long message publicly here. I feel like, though, comments are challenging to write properly. Like, I will never... Sorry, I don't mean that, hey, Kevin, write shorter messages. I mean, comments in general are hard to write properly. And I noticed that on a lot bigger things. This is Quick Build After Dark. You can write your comments however the fuck you want. I'm going to be thankful that you gave me a comment. Like, even when I get troll comments, which, not saying I want troll comments, but like, even when I get the troll comments, oh, Dana was here and I missed him. Even when I get troll comments, I'm just happy to get a comment, really. Obviously, I prefer a nice comment or like a nice... Even a long-winded message from Kevin is what I prefer over mean comments, but I'm just happy to get comments at any time. And that's because, like, Quick Build After Dark, I always crack the same jokes of, like, oh, nobody watches it, blah, blah, blah. But nobody does watch it. But we get very good engagement. We get a lot of comments and stuff. So, in a very long-winded way, I'm just saying thank you, everybody who watches this. As I always say, why do you watch it? But also thank you. Kind of like a two sides of the same blade, same knife. What is that expression? I fucked that up. It's the I'm happy everybody's here. Thank you. And also go fuck yourselves, because that's the catchphrase I got probably mostly from Sean. It's HFX Brick's fault that I say a lot of go fuck yourselves to people. But yeah, fuck them. The Invisible Hand is Genital Grievous's ship. And Genital Grievous was a commander during the Clone Wars. Sorry, I'm just reading this description here. And he, quote unquote, from Lego directly, this is in the Lego description, it says, he fucked a lot of bitches. So yeah, if it says it in the Lego instructions, we know it's true, right? His cyborg dick. Sorry, let me quote this directly once again. We're almost on the page. One second. His cyborg dick could accommodate 600 crew and 1.5 million battle droids. See? Genital Grievous. He fucks. And that's directly from Lego, obviously. We have to believe Lego when they tell us that Genital Grievous fucks. Clearly he must. And also, just for legal reasons, hey, Lego, please don't sue me for that joke. Did I fuck up my build? Or is Lego asking for something very silly here? It doesn't look like they're asking for something very silly, but I've also forgot how to build in this exact moment. They weren't asking for anything silly at all. I just don't know how to build Lego. Which is embarrassing, because I like to sell myself, yes, as a like very professional Lego builder who never make mistake. But in this case, I didn't push a piece fully down and got very confused about the level that a tile was at. The plate was at, and scared the shit out of myself. Put it that way. I get very scared while building Lego. It's kind of a problem. I get stressed out and scared, and then my feelings get hurt. So deeply hurt. But we're still building Genital Grievous's ship, and Genital Grievous. I'm not even drunk yet, and I can't speak, which I guess is a good sign for this show, because the drunker I get, allegedly the show gets more entertaining. I don't know if that's really true, or people are just being nice to me. Kevin says he's going to be right back. Another very long-winded message, which is what I love from Kevin. Power tools and sanding something smooth. So good luck removing your genitals, Kevin. I wish you the best of luck. Let me know what your new name is. Would that be offensive to say? You know, I feel like that would probably be slightly offensive. I know I'm saying it to Kevin, and I love Kevin. He's laughing at that kind of joke, but I don't know how other people would feel about that joke. Let us know in the comments. Or actually, don't let me know because I'm stupid. And read our legal disclaimer real quick. But also, I feel like it probably should go without saying is I'm never really attempting to offend people. Unless it's like the joke is I'm saying something so fucked up that you should know it's satire. So anyways, Kevin, let us know about your smooth bottom, that your Ken-like smooth genitals. Ooh, these two 1x1 bricks represent Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi's ET2 Actus class Jedi interceptors after they breach the Invisible Hand's shields and land in the hangar bay. So there's a yellow one and a dark red one. Kevin is saying I can't really offend him. I'll find a way. I'll find a way to offend that little mongoloid. Which, by the way, that's a funny word. If you look at the definition of mongoloid, it's like a weird slur that's basically used for people with Down syndrome. But it's a very old-timey one. So, like, nobody would know what you're saying is grossly offensive for the most part. But I know. And I said it. But it's very cute that they include the two fighters. It's dark red and the yellow fighter, obviously from the beginning of episode 3 of Star Wars. It's really an amazing scene. I made a UCS one years ago of the Interceptor. I really do love it. I'd remember to show Ethan that next time he's over. Ethan, for some reason, not watching. A little bitch. Let me directly message Ethan and say, why aren't you watching? I'm going to call him a slut. There we go. So now Ethan got a personal invite, but I got to show Ethan the UCS one next time he's here. He keeps coming over and helping out with stuff and keeps going, where was this? Where was this? I'm like, we just didn't look at it, guy, bud. So now I'm building a tiny MTT, which for some reason, it looks like Lego. Let's go to Secret Joseph real quick. Secret Joseph, a reporter. So this is supposed to be an MTT, a mini little MTT that they've built. Yeah, MTT. And they're saying to put this way. Personally, if I'm building an MTT, it's going to go this way. Looks way better. Lego, what the fuck? It's a 2-second little move a piece around. I don't know why they built it the other way. And I will not fucking stand for it. I will not stand for it. I have put a real build in there. I should release that as a mod instruction. Just turn that little fucking piece. Looks way better that way. Just livid about it, you know. But the set is very fun to build so far. Ethan also spoiled for me that it snaps in half later. Like, this fucking guy. And I was like, that's kind of a spoiler. But then I realized I haven't been looking at any of the product pages at all. Because what happens is I'll look at product pages of like sets I don't even like that much. And I'll look at them for long enough that I go, well, I got to buy this. So instead of looking at even the Star Wars ones, I've started looking at none of them. So I buy less shit. And I'm going to buy all of Star Wars anyway. So it doesn't make a difference on Star Wars. But I still don't look at any of them. So I got roasted a little for that. But whatever. It's all good. Or as Ethan would say, how wooed. He's not here yet. Let's actually, you know what? I take back that joke. Just keep your filthy mouths shut about that joke. It's a very interesting build because it's more of a micro scale one. There was the Super Star Destroyer last year that was in kind of the same theme. And the first time they really did it was with the Frigate, which came out a very long time ago at this point. It's the medical frigate that they released as a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive. But it was during 2020, so they're like, we're going to just make this a bit more wider of a release. So I got one. Much cheaper than I normally buy my San Diego Comic-Con exclusives for. And that was really nice. But I'm guessing, based on the sales of that, Lego realized there was probably a good market for this kind of like mini ship. And I'll be honest, Lego hasn't really done a lot of this kind of build, so I'm really happy to see it come back. There were a few other midi scale sets. There was a Millennium Falcon, there was a Star Destroyer that came out years ago, and they didn't seem to have the scale quite where it needed to be. And I feel like that's more like the limitation of the pieces available at the time. Now we've got a lot more pieces available. Most Lego designers are probably fully in the digital realm for the most part, so they can look over like a bunch of the new pieces all at once. Because personally, I don't know if I could be a Lego designer. Skill aside, like building skill aside, but just using digital and finding a place to put a ton of new parts as they come out is probably where I'd really struggle the most. Yet Lego designers seem to do it really well. But they do apparently have a very long lead time for when they get these pieces. So like apparently when you see a new piece in a set, the Lego designers have had that in hand for like 3-ish years and have had the opportunity to build a ton of sets already with that, get used to it enough that when they're tasked with like, hey, make an Indiana Jones set, even though we haven't made one in 20 years, maybe not 10 years, it's been 2008, even though we haven't made one in 13 fucking years. Is that math? I hope that's math. Even though we haven't made one in about 13 or 14 years, you can go and build one with these new pieces right now. So they must do a ton of like orientation of, here are the new pieces, here's kind of what they're good for. Because I feel like every year when I build sets, I see new pieces get put in and used like, not in like a shoehorned way of, look, here's a new piece, and more of a well thought out and carefully placed way. When I know if I was a Lego designer, first off, I'd probably, half the time I would design better sets because I really put the work in. And then the other half of the time I would build terrible fucking sets because I needed to fill a quota and get a set made in time. So because of that hard-hitting fact I've admitted about myself, I'm a lot more accepting of what Lego actually releases. And then like also looking at mock builders, a ton of mock builders, which they're now hiring every chance they get, put a little more work in and have a bit more passion about what they're working on. So yeah, they'll produce one amazing $40 model a year. But is that justifiable to pay somebody? So anyways, there's just a lot of disconnect of what Lego designers do versus what mock builders do. And like, I can't even consider myself that much of a mock builder. Half my mocks are just like modded shit or using ideas that Lego came up with, just tweaking them a little. So I don't think I'm that amazing at it. But I also understand like the really good mock builders have way different constraints than Lego designers. Yet Lego designers still continue to impress me. Like a bit of the time. There's definitely a lot of times when I see a Lego builder do something where it didn't make sense to me, but I'm still not a Lego fucking designer. And because I make this show, I don't think I'm ever going to have the chance to do that. And I just accept that. That's life, right? You can't do everything. And I'm also unfortunately very good at my job, which is not Lego designing. It's selling people shit they don't need. Whenever I have the opportunity to do that, I have a lot of fun doing that. Wow, this is a very dense bag one. The Millennium Falcon, I feel like, has had very chill bags. But I think the Millennium Falcon is a different... It's a different scale of build. Because I think LEGO probably has a chart that shows, like, Star Wars fan versus skill level. And the more of a fan you are in Star Wars, probably the more skill you have building. So shit like the Invisible Hand, they can go a bit more nuts with and, you know, do some shit that maybe the average person couldn't handle in LEGO builds.
My apologies. I don't understand.
And I think that is a key factor to think about when you compare these two sets. I think I missed a spot for pieces. But that's a very key factor when you compare these sets of... Sorry, losing my train of thought here. Sorry. When you compare these sets, some of them are made for bigger collectors, which are better builders. And so you're going to run into the fact that the Millennium Falcon... Bear with me. The Millennium Falcon is an easier build because it's made more so that people who aren't as into LEGO get interested by it and build it. When the Invisible Hand, you're probably a really big Star Wars fan if you're going to fucking go and grab the Invisible Hand. And so your skills will be different compared to the average LEGO buyer. We got there eventually. Thanks everybody for bearing with that. Ethan is here. And Ethan gets to watch me go back through the instructions and figure out where I missed a piece. It's the embarrassing part of Quick Build After Dark some days. I have to go back through and go, where did I miss this very obvious piece that wouldn't have come extra? And in this case, I actually think I got extra pieces because the pieces I'm looking for don't actually seem to really exist in the build. So one of them's right here. So that's one. I see it already in the build. So let's go onward through. We're also looking for the nipple piece, which I don't see here. So the first use of the nipple piece is 2 on the back and 1 on the back. So that's 3 total. The 3 are right there. I'm looking at them. So then I go to the next one. No nipple, no tile. So then we go to the 4 nipples. I got 1, 2, 3, 4 nipples. 7 total already. We're going to keep moving forward here. Oh, I actually found the final piece here. But for some reason, I got an extra nipple. Yeah, I just said that. Ethan, don't quote that later. Don't quote me saying I have an extra nipple. That's a big oopsie. So, get the next bag. So, honestly, so far, it's very dense. Very good. Seems like a pretty good build. Ethan, you'll be happy to hear there's a tiny Anakin's and Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter inside. And then there's also an MTT that they built wrong. But you'll figure that out pretty quickly. No, I had 2 extra nipples, Ethan. So, like, the extra nipple that you're supposed to get, I put aside. And I had another extra nipple. So I had 4 nipples total. God, why do I speak anymore? Just need to stop speaking clearly. I'm drinking some of Ethan's lemonade that he left here. It's honestly terrible. Probably save it for the next time he comes. Also, Ethan, fun fact that nobody else needs to know. There are frozen lemonade that you can get. A bit cheaper than the PC ones. Just putting that out there. If you want to have lemonade. Sorry, Ethan and I have been drinking Malibu and lemonades. And he buys like this like It's not like the cheapest, but like it's cheaper than the other option, lemonade, that comes in like a jug. But you can also buy frozen lemonade. And that just dawned on me in this moment, and I was like, I gotta let my thoughts be heard out there, with the public. So something to note. Other than that, it looks like we are building the side of the nipple frigate. And I say that just because it's covered in nipples, and also General Grievous, definitely obsessed with nipples. After all, he is the Genital Grievous. And he fucks, as stated earlier. So far, it's a standard kind of Federation build, or the Separatist allied planets of Separatist systems. That might be the acronym. I don't fucking know. But it has the standard coloration of that, which is like a dark blue and a dark gray next to each other. Kind of in like a shark-like pattern. And if you watch the Clone Wars, you'll see a lot of that pattern everywhere. It's a pretty nice color pattern. And it's very easy to do in Lego. Whew. I'm having trouble speaking today, clearly. It's kind of like this pattern, the dark blue and the dark gray. Not a bad look, to be honest. Had a Red Bull a couple minutes ago, so I'm a little more jittery than normal. At the beginning of the show, you watched me have it. So I feel like we're going a lot back to what Quick Build After Dark used to be, which was me getting way too drunk. And I feel like the last few, I've probably drank a little too much. But we're having fun. This is Quick Build After Dark. Everybody's involved. We're all gonna sorry, that joke only works for so long. Mick McPhee is here. Welcome to the party, Mick McPhee. One of my favorite people on earth is Mick McPhee. I don't tell him that enough, and that's because normally I'm sober, and I would never say anything nice to him sober. That's the way the cookie crumbles. Having a lot of fun building this invisible hand. I don't really say that very often, and I feel like maybe I should be a little more positive sometimes. This is really fun to build. The kind of use of snot bricks to regular bricks and plates is really nice. I'm also about to build the shields, which, as Obi-Wan says in the movie, have you noticed the shields are still up? Is a very awesome line. And what they did was they used snot bricks that are in white, and then the panel pieces beside them so that you can still see into the landing bay. But the shields are still up. And I honestly think it's really subtle, but it's really clean in a way. So I'm really happy with the way they did it. Which is funny because while building the Millennium Falcon, I've been, I want to say kind of exhausted with building Millennium Falcons. And that's because, you can't see it in the shot, I have the first Millennium Falcon, and I believe it's let me go check real quick just to confirm with everybody. I believe it's the 3rd edition Millennium Falcon, which is honestly quite embarrassing because one of my favorites is the 2nd edition. It's the Hoth one that they released. It was one of my first really big Lego sets that I bought as a kid. I remember begging my parents to buy me that set when I was a kid. And they eventually caved and bought me it. And it was the biggest Lego set I owned. And we didn't have the money to spend on Lego. A lot of this Lego I got like later on in my life with my own money because I didn't have kids, and also like my parents have 4 kids. Money wasn't exactly easy for them all the time. Let's not get into that though. But I really begged, and I eventually got the second edition Millennium Falcon. And for some reason, it's not on my fucking shelves. It's probably in my storage somewhere. So I'm a little upset about that, because when I get the chance, I'll swap it out. Because the third edition's up there. I'll take that shit out, put the second edition there. Obviously, the first edition's there. It's a beautiful one. Came out in 1999. I wish I had that one as a kid. But that being said, I was just happy to have a Millennium Falcon. I got a Millennium Falcon as a kid. You really can't beat that feeling. It's one of my favorite ships. Even when I was really young, I would watch Star Wars. Got all the DVDs. Put it in and be ready to watch my favorite fucking ship, the Millennium Falcon. Just so annoying that it's like the most basic ship ever. Everybody loves the fucking Millennium Falcon. I mean, at least it's not the fucking Slave One. If you're a big Slave One fan, you got no taste. Everybody knows that. When you tell people, hey, my favorite ship is the Millennium Falcon, they know you ain't got no taste. And if you like Boba Fett a lot, I got some bad news for you. Boba Fett sucks. Sorry, I'm just making fun of Ethan. I don't mind Boba Fett. I think it's very basic. You're a basic bitch for liking Boba Fett, but that's fine. People like their own things. Ethan really wants me to get the 7662 MTT. Ethan, you want the big one. You want the... I think it's the second edition MTT is the one you want out. The original one's like maybe that big. The other one's like this. It's a fucking beast. It's a great set. I've sold it several times. It also features the like... I think it's a 10 wide dish on the front of it in reddish brown, and that's a really fucking awesome set. 7662's it's pretty cool. Like I'm not gonna say an MTT is not a cool set. It should be displayed because it's a desired set. I didn't really know that. If anything, it's not even my favorite MTT. My favorite MTT came out in like 2014, and I remember, don't tell Lego this, but it was full of pasta when I bought it. Like somebody swapped it out for pasta, so I went to Toys R Us and I traded it back. After calling Lego in a huff and going, it's full of pasta. Ah! They called me back later, and I was like, yeah, I just returned it. Shit is funny because actually I never returned it. I also never had pasta in that set. For some reason, it was like one of those moments where let's move on. Pasta in it, returned it. Let's not overthink the MTT debacle, but it was very funny for me because the way that Lego was over customer support. Over what am I talking about? Over Lego support, they were really nice about it. They offered to replace the whole thing, and I was like, yeah, it's already done. Like, don't talk to me. I was so embarrassed about calling Lego about it. I was like, I could have just gone to Toys R Us. It's fine. But in reality, Lego wants you to call them and deal with it that way. So it gave me a lot of faith in Lego. They called me back, blah, blah, blah. I had a good time. Great story. Let's move on. So Invisible Hand, I'm building the other side of the Invisible Hand. As aforementioned, if I can see it, how invisible is it? Maybe General Grievous is not very good at naming ships. I think that's pretty obvious here. Or, I guess, in General Grievous's defense, George Lucas not very good at naming ships. Because Invisible Hand, kind of a dumb name for a ship. Like the Millennium Falcon, that's fucking cool. Especially for the year that it came out. Oh, and Kevin's talking about he only has one Millennium Falcon and a custom-built microfighter built by me. Kevin, I don't know if I built the Millennium Falcon microfighter. I did your ATST and your TIE Advanced. I'm pretty sure. Which is funny. I recently was trying to get a company that does custom Lego builds to hire me to do some of their custom Lego builds, and like my studio experience was really shit. Like I didn't know how to use Studio. So I spent like a whole day just like building, as I think I mentioned this literally last week. Sorry, everybody who watched last week. I spent a day last week just building a specific project on Studio. Genital Grievous. Yes, Mike. That is Genital Grievous. I'm saying Genital Grievous on purpose. Sorry, I started doing a project in Studio. I did it within like a day. I designed instructions too. It was super easy. Suddenly, I think everybody who can't handle Studio is a bitch. And now that I have that skill, I'm kind of like, maybe I should convert some of my microfighters. Like, I have built a lot of mock microfighters. Honestly, more than I've actually even put on social media. I've built a ton of microfighters. And also, like, Kevin owns a ton of the very exclusive microfighters. He has a little quick build collection. It's amazing. And I should probably get back into designing stuff like that, especially for people like Kevin who love that shit. And just design some more instructions for the guy. But beyond that, I'm having so much fun just messing around in Studio. I wish I had more time to do it. Like I do, but I'm also currently looking for a new job, so that's taking up a lot of my time. But I wish I could put more time in the Studio and like really complete the collection, complete all the microfighters in Studio. That would be more fun than Brickheads. Because the problem with Brickheads is I'm really just going to make a standard Studio file, which is like Brickhead. The whole design of a standard ass Brickhead. And then from there, I'll just change the colors to match my other Brickheads. It's a good idea, actually. I need to remember that. And that's just not as fun. So I haven't been as on top of that. I mean, now that I just had that idea, I feel like I gotta be more on top of it. But this build just made me put the fin on the bottom. Now I'm gonna put something on the top. Now look how that sits on the table. As always, that's definitely something to note when I'm designing my own instructions. Like, don't lose pieces. But I should note in the future that you don't want to put something on the bottom and then put the build down and then flip it around and fix it. Like, that's just ridiculous. Also, just a heads up, anybody who's watching on Instagram, you can watch us on Facebook and YouTube. And it's no longer the upright problem. You got the full picture. Just want to bring that up for people who stick around on Instagram. Not a lot of people stick around on Instagram. It's more of, you have to be entertaining to last on Instagram. See the problem there? You just realized the problem with it. You got to be entertaining for Instagram to work. And this podcast, this show is not. Move on to bag 3. Honestly, this is a very fun build so far. There's the front half of the ship. We're still flying half a ship. I'm pretty sure that's where this ends, and you start building the front half. Yeah, I was actually right. Get that out of the way. So you put it somewhere displayable. Look at that. Let's not put it there because it was going to fucking fall and explode. Which would have been hilarious, let's be real. Okay, onward and outward with the front half. Which the set does split in half. It's like Ethan pointed out to me. Sorry, EJ Sparrow 12 on Instagram. Yes, pointed out to me that it splits in half. It's one of the only microfighters with a play feature. MIDI scale ships with a play feature. And the secret word today, I should mention, is pineapple. And then you can say really, and I'll say no. It's not pineapple. Well, Ethan. I full well know that I can call Ethan just Ethan. But you gotta cross pronote. It took a lot of effort for me to not stand up and walk away. You gotta cross promote people. It's very, like, it's a key part of doing this kind of online shit. If you're working with other people and doing stuff with people and collaborating, you have to give them credit where credit is due. So that's why I try to say username of people, unless I know you're literally not trying to do anything. The thing is, in EJ Sparrow's defense, he's a very good mock builder. Check him out on Instagram. Honestly, if you like my mocks, why? But also, you'll really like his fucking mocks. Like, they're good. I build silly little mushroom people fucking in the forest. Ethan is like, today I'm going to build a separatist tank, and fucking nails that shit. They look fucking beautiful. He does them digitally, spends all the time on the instructions. Like, yeah, it's bullshit. I'm fucking jealous, obviously. But you gotta support the people who are doing what you want to do. And you have to let them know that you like their shit. And I feel like sometimes in this community, like, we're very supportive. Lego community, fucking awesome. Very supportive. But every once in a while, like, I definitely get a little jealous of people's shit. And I'm trying to work on just being more open with them. Like, hey, I like your shit. It's better than anything I could fucking do. Good job. Which is really it's not inductive to the kind of people I want to surround myself with, which is sycophants, who say yes to everything I say. That's the kind of people I'm looking for. That's stupid. I would love it if I had people who just said yes to everything I say, but I feel like every rich person must, like, rich or successful person must get sick of having people who are just like yes men surrounding them at all times. When you go, hey, I'm going to do this, and they go, yeah, that's a great idea. And there's a really funny joke, and there's a weird Lonely Island movie called, like, Pop Star Don't Stop the Stopping, where Andy Samberg is like a random pop star, and he's surrounded by these kind of sycophants. Sycophants who do everything he says and, like, say yes to everything. So he bakes them pancakes that are full of shit. And he waits to see which one of them goes, these pancakes taste like shit, man. And, like, only one of them says, and he's like, perfect. You're the one I'm going to go forward with. And the other guys are like, bro, you served us shit? What the fuck is wrong with you? And funny enough, you know what? I think I want the people who say yes to everything I say for a little bit, and then I want to be able to turn that off. Yeah, okay, I figured it out. Anyways, that's not how real people work. So I'm not going to do that. Ooh, Jake Sadovich has showed up again. My voice cracked saying their name. That's very embarrassing. I didn't mean it like, oh my god, look at this guy, he's here for us. Ah! No, but it's always an honor to see, like, I guess this kind of applies to the exact conversation I was just having of, you want to be happy for other people and not jealous of them. And, like, if you are jealous, it's fine to go, hey, I'm jealous of how amazing you are. Yeah. I feel like that's nice to hear. So there you go, Jake Sadovich. You came at a perfect time where I was already talking about it. But I was talking about, like, wanting a community of people who are like, you're so amazing, you do so good. But then also wanting, like, clear criticism. But also being sensitive about clear criticism. So this is just me. I'm sure what you're doing is perfect, and I believe in you, Jake Sadovich, because you're probably going to go and design some more amazing sets. Oh, we've got one of the Falconers on saying hi to me on Instagram. Oh, look at me. I feel so famous right now. We got Jake Sadovich showing up. We've got one of the Falconers. I'm still trying to build my set right now. Ooh, Jake Sadovich is going to be in Chicago. That's really fun. I'm really pumped to go to Brick World Chicago this year. I've got my silly little mock over there. I hope it's ready in time. It's been slow. Like I mentioned last week, I'm gonna copy Jake's little I've got the best Falconer. That's correct. I'm gonna copy Jake Sadovich's little snail in the mock. So I'm excited to see Jake Sadovich show up and go, well, mine was better, you piece of shit. Which I don't think is something he would do, but still, very excited. Because using the Adidas shoe piece. But I'm excited to finish that mock because we've got a lot of motors and a lot of lights involved with it. And hopefully those all keep working while we're in Chicago. I've seen a lot of mocks stop working mid-show. So kind of hoping ours will make it to at least the nighttime when the lights turn on. And then after that, if the motors and all the lights break, that's fine. As long as it made it to the part that we put the work in getting the lights set up for. And the motors, I'm working with the flat gears that Lego, I guess, kind of recently released. And they're not quite as smooth as I want them to be. So I'm expecting a lot of points of failure, but I'm trying to go to Chicago with a better point of view than last time, where I don't care if I win anything. I'm just there to see people and have fun. And I think that's really, like, that's a really important part of going to any Lego convention. Just go to have fun. You don't need to win anything. You don't need to be the best in show. There's always going to be people who are just incredible at what they're doing. They perfectly honed into the skill, built exactly what they needed to build. And you're going to have a time when that happens. Every Lego builder is going to be at that time. Like certain people, like Jake Sadovich, may get... Sorry, I'm just going to call you Jake because that's easier right now. You might get a Lego Ideas set produced. Or you may be one of the Lego Ideas set producers who gets it produced twice. Just Jake and Valerie had that happen. So things happen. We're never going to be in full control of it. Just try to enjoy life as it comes at you. Look at that. We got life advice instead of comedy today. Also, racist joke. Fill in the blanks. You know what I said. It aligned with your point of view. Sorry, I thought that was very funny. I guess that's the secret to Quick Build After Dark. If the audience isn't laughing, at least I'm laughing at it. Which is, I don't know, more or less the reason why I make the show. I want to have fun. And if you're not having fun, why are you doing anything? We're back on life advice again. I wish I had some comedy for you guys, but life advice seems to be working. I like saying this. And I'm happy with everybody who's here. Thanks again for supporting this thing. We don't have an advertiser, so go to quickbuildbricks.com/bricklink. That's where you can buy a lot of Lego, mostly rare stuff that is harder to get at this point for exorbitant prices. Some of them can come from some of our viewers, like Kevin or Julia. But you never know until you buy it. This set also, so since it like splits in half, just one Jake is telling us that he had just one Lego Ideas set. I mean, yeah, Jake had one Lego Ideas set, but it got released twice with 2 different set numbers. Hey, Google, turn on basement lights. Let's give it a sec. Sorry, just to say, like, it got released, and then it got released again. Only 2 people have ever done that, and that's Jake and Valerie with the ship in a bottle and the NASA Saturn V. Boom, get fucked. Learn the facts about your own really awesome design. That I bought a lot of copies of that set because I put a Millennium Falcon in it and a bunch of other shit in it. Not to overdo the point, but that's pretty fucking cool. Hopefully Jake will get another release soon. Also, very good Lego Ideas set. I feel like I've built like 90% of Lego Ideas sets at this point. Obviously, the earlier Kuso ones I haven't been able to even get my hands on. I've seen the instructions, I've messed around with some of it and seen kind of what the idea was, but of sets I've actually bought, Lego Ideas, I've probably done like 80% of them at this point. I haven't bought the BTS one. I just recently took that off my wanted list because, I don't know, I had never heard of BTS before. The fact that they made a Lego set wasn't really justification for me to go buy one. Like, I don't know anything about K-pop. I just know, like, there's a bunch of beautiful Korean dudes out there dancing and singing. But I don't think I've ever listened to a K-pop song. Which is probably bullshit, because I'm probably watching a movie that had a K-pop song in it. So that was probably pretty exciting. But beyond that, like, I'm going to leave BTS to the fans. Even though they probably have a bunch extra, and I'm probably going to see some really deep sale. Actually, let's add an addendum to that. If I see it 40% off, I'll buy a BTS set, and I'll build it on the stream. But, like, the maximum amount I know about Korea is MASH. That's kind of it. There's not much beyond that. Like, oh, Kevin didn't injure himself. There's not much beyond MASH that I know about Korea, and MASH came out like 40 years ago. So maybe I need to actually get educated. Let's be real with myself. I should probably learn a bit about Korea. Also, like, I know a lot about the Korean War because I love war shit. Probably a little too much. Problematically too much war shit. Of course you like MASH, Ethan. Ethan's a big fucking war buff as well. Like, when he was over, we were talking about some World War II and some Vietnam shit. Like, if you're into that shit, obviously you like MASH. But I feel like I should know more about a country beyond the war that was 40 years ago. So that's why I won't be buying a BTS set now. It's not like I'm like, no BTS for me. That doesn't make sense. Man, sometimes I just talk myself into a corner. Because I am smart, and that's why you all come here for Quick Build After Dark, for the intelligence level of me. To talk about the socioeconomic impact of the Korean War. So in this edition of Quick Build After Dark, we're gonna discuss the socioeconomic impact of the Korean War and how we got 2 countries out of it. And I'm gonna stop talking about that right this second because I think I need another drink. And also, it's okay. We're gonna keep going. I'm having a great time. Thank you everybody for coming once again. Forgetting how to host stuff for a second here. It's like, I think I've been a little sick the last couple of weeks. My thoughts have not been working quite the way they need to be working. And I feel like that's a big part of why Quick Build After Dark slightly works. Is for the most part, I have my shit together. You know, for the most part, I can remember stuff and actually carry on speaking properly. But the last couple of weeks, I have very much been struggling. So maybe I need to eat better or work out more. But that's the thing. I eat actually kind of shit. I drink too much, that's for sure. But I work out enough. That's the real secret. I work out just enough to stave off the alcohol calories. And that's the sweet spot I want to stay in. So let's do the next sticker on this bad boy. I built it right. Oh fuck, I have an extra piece, but I don't. I found it. Oh snap. Okay. Let's get that on. I don't think Quick Build After Dark has quite hit this kind of finisher so perfectly. Boom. Done a bag, and we're at an hour and 41 seconds. Oh, shit. Oh, I'm making a mess back here. I can fix that later. Anyways, thank you, everybody, for coming to Quick Build After Dark. We'll be back next week at 8 p.m. If you get a chance, go check out Jeff Van Winden's stream. I will be live in Chicago with my co-host, Nicole, who is currently not co-hosting, but she'll be there with me, hopefully babysitting me and keeping me on the straight and narrow. Yeah, next week, 8 p.m., Quick Build After Dark, same place, same time. And the special slogan, go fuck yourselves. Go check out Jeff and Wyndham's stream. Have a good one. Bye.